Welcome everybody to another episode of Web Tools TV. And today we have Brian Servino. Did I pronounce that correctly,
Yeah,
Brian?
you got it. You
Okay,
totally.
okay. From Trello. Welcome, Brian.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I was just thinking, people keep watching these episodes, and I realized that I never ask, like, while we're getting to know each other before we go live, how to pronounce the name. But that's starting to become my trademark. That at the beginning of every Web Tools TV, it's like, did I get your name right?
There's
Okay.
that actress that always gets mistaken. Mira Sorvino? Is that famous, like,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard the name.
people always think that, but no, yeah. But yeah, you totally, you got it.
Excellent, excellent. I'm still working on oh my goodness. Taka. Oh my goodness. I'm not gonna spend 15 minutes trying to, and if he's watching this, I promise you, Tim from Tagboard, I'm working on your last name. It's it's a Japanese last name. I think it's one of the most beautiful names, but I'm still working on it for the next episode. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Tagboard. We're here to talk about Trello. And I was telling Michael, Michael is our producer, sound lighting, everything. I said, you should tell Brian when you meet with him that the reason that I'm not around all the time is because I spend 80% of my time in Trello.
Wow.
So I think Trello I'm a project manager by background. I know this isn't about me, but
Well,
I've like
maybe it
converted.
should be about you. This will be me interviewing you about Trello because I need some.
There you go. Although I've been told that I overcomplicate Trello. So
Really?
yes, if there's a way to overcomplicate it, I'll figure out how to do it. But, that said, Brian, why don't we start out? I do want to hear about you, but before we start, well, people have listened to us for the last 60, 90 seconds talking about random things Trello. Why don't you let people know what Trello is, in your words?
Okay, cool. Trello is a project management tool, basically that allows teams and groups to connect and organize and collaborate, with anyone, anywhere, real-time syncing. So, you never get lost, you never miss out on anything. It's one of those kind of dead simple tools that just facilitates people getting things done.
That's a great way to describe. Isn't it your logo something like organize anything, anytime,
With
or
anyone. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that sells it. I mean, that's it.
that?
It's one of those things that I feel like, you have to experience, just for yourself to realize, like, just how simple it is to get things going and get people involved in the tasks and, just make things happen.
I
So
think that's key because I think people, from my experience, people have more fun in Trello than other project management. I don't want to knock them, but I have used, and this isn't a detriment to these other tools, but like teamwork.com, Maven Link, I've used both of those as, these official, robust project management tools. And I've heard more people that say, can we just go back to Trello because it's fun?
there's something about, like, just the real-time dragging cards across lists, like, as you see, like, say, you have things you want to do, things you're working on, things you're done, and just being able to, like, see that progress happen with everyone that you're working with. There's something so satisfying about that.
Well,
And
and
we
it
do.
seems,
Oh, sorry.
oh, you should, this is all about you. I should be interrupting you. Go ahead, go ahead.
I mean, we do incorporate some of those fun things, like, stickers and board backgrounds, and, so you have your project and you can really customize it to be about who you are, your team, and, like, kind of just kind of make it your own, which I feel like makes the whole process so much warmer.
I think you're exactly right as far as you can create what you want, as simple as you want or as complicated. Like I was looking at one the other day we have, in fact, a social cafe. I know this isn't a social cafe event, but I have my own brand, Social Cafe. And for our virtual team, we use Trello. And for the agenda, I always put it in the description. For
Mhm.
those people that haven't used Trello, it's, you create what's called a card. And then some people call it flipping. I don't know if you flip it over, whatever. You click on the card, it flips, you put
Open
information.
it, flip it.
Yeah, there you go. At the very top, there's a spot for description. So I used to put my bullet points for the agenda. Well, somebody was covering for me and they put it as a checklist. And I thought, well, that works too. You could just check it off as you're going
Yeah.
through the meeting that you've covered it. So you're right, Brian. It's like whatever suits, each fancy, you can create it exactly the way you want.
Yeah, yeah. You definitely run into every now and then. I mean, it's like being an artist with a blank canvas, and you're like, oh, what do I do? So luckily, we try and provide a lot of guidance and help people out, if they ever have questions, but yeah, it is one of those tools where you can just be free to organize yourself and as you see fit. And we don't want to create any barriers or friction. That's a big thing with us.
I think that, the first time I saw Trello, I think I labeled it as a barrier because I looked at it and I said, what am I supposed to do? And I think that's the hang up is, what am I supposed to do? Like somehow I'm supposed to follow some certain, I'm trained in project management, so I'm looking for some procedure. You know how like PMI certified, it's like you have to do it this way, this way, this way. There may be variations, but you have to make sure you do the, the analysis over here and you move on to this phase and the qualitative, oh my goodness, you get buried. I'm looking at Trello going, but what am I supposed to do first? And when I realized I could just do whatever I wanted, that's what really opened it up.
I hope it was a liberating experience.
It was. I've lost track of how many boards I have because I have several organizations. And then, for those of you watching, I've also written a bunch of articles for Trello because but organizations are like the bigger end. And then within the organization, you have boards and then you have cards. So I'm just to let you describe this. I'm just way too excited about Trello.
You could say so like an organization would be for your, like, so let's say your team. And then a board would be a project that you're going to work on, say maybe in marketing, we have our editorial calendar. So we have like our editorial pipeline would be a board. But even like, we redid the blog. So we had a board for our blog redesign, blog for social media things we're going to be doing. I'm sorry, a board for social media, like things that I'm working on. So like those are those things. And then so each step within has tasks, which are cards, and we organize them on lists. So like our editorial pipeline is a really great one because it's like, ideas and then rough draft, copy editing, ready to publish, needs social media, and so you just move things along in a progression as they're going down the pipeline, and people get roped in as they need to, like depending on whether or not you're the author of the blog post or whether or not you're the copy editor, or when it comes to me and it's ready for social media. So it's just a way of keeping the whole team, like everyone can instantly see exactly where everything is in the pipeline, and yet you get notified at the right moment when it's your time to like step in and make things happen.
So now when you notify, do you add, I love how you can like just drag members onto the card. Mm-hmm. So now, for example, let's say let's say Susie is doing the image and now the image is done and you've moved it in the pipeline to the next phase. Yeah. Do you remove Susie from that card so she doesn't get notifications?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do. We tend to take people off, so, because you don't want to overburden people with notifications ever, because we all get so many distractions in life as it is, For me, like, I have a list for when cards need, like, all the social media, all, like, the, tweet copy, when I got to write all that and plan all the social media. So you can subscribe to lists on a board. And so as soon as anything makes it over to that list, I get a notification for it. So I know that it's ready.
I like that. I got to start using that in the team. That's great, because then they don't get all the extra noise.
No, yeah. We want to make sure that we cut down on the extra noise as much as possible. But some people, you can also subscribe to entire boards. So it's like you want to get notifications on an entire project. And some people love that. And, I don't blame them. I have my boards where I want to know everything that's going on. But sometimes on our general marketing board, I don't need to know like every little detail. It's right. It's not for me.
Right. I think I have one with a client. So every time you add something there, I get an email. But that's kind of important because it's paid work. So I kind of want to know about that.
Yeah. Got to bill all those hours.
Exactly. Hey, Brian, let's back up just a little bit, and I want to know a little bit about you. I know you're a musician, and I'm trying to steer clear of that topic because I think both of us could spend the next 60 minutes talking about music. But definitely include that. But tell us a little bit about you and how you came to be at Trello.
I mostly have a music background, and also I used to work a lot in public libraries.
Cool.
So I've always been. So I don't particularly have a marketing or social media background, but I think when you're a musician, especially doing a lot of stuff I did, you are always, it's always marketing. It's like having your own startup. It's always hustling. It's always brand advocacy.
Yep.
So you learn those things. That paired with working, in 10 years of public libraries, I really learned a lot about community. And knowing who your audience is, knowing who your users are, And that I think really helped for moving into the marketing at Trello. Getting the job at Trello was just totally, I guess it was kind of dumb luck. I applied for a job when I moved back to New York from Seattle, and they took me on, and I was doing some administrative stuff and then started doing support, and then switched over to the social media and marketing team when we built that team. But yeah, I think a lot of what I love about what we do at Trello is it's so community focused. Trello can be a tool for everybody, and how we work like with marketing is like kind of everything I believe in and what I learned working with the public and doing civil service at the libraries. It's just like facilitating, people getting things done, people just facilitating the needs of people. So
Wow.
it felt like a natural transition. Libraries are a free service. Trello is like a free service. It's a free app unless you want to do the business class, for larger companies and stuff. But our goal is to keep Trello 99% free for for our user base. So
It is. And by the way, if you guys like upgrade those backgrounds, those custom backgrounds are just too fun. I have like all different backgrounds on all my boards. But just a little perk.
Yeah, well, and we're going to be doing that promo for the free Trello Gold.
Oh, yes. Oh, please. I'm glad you said something because I would love to hear about, okay, forgive me, Michael Q. Todd, because actually I'm going to ask Brian something for Social Cafe, but let's do a little blurb for that one. We're going to do a giveaway for the Social Cafe. And for all of you guys tuning in, we're actually going to have 30 minutes of Brian's time. I think it's May 26th for the next event. So you can tune in again and learn some more about Trello. This is a get to know Brian session, so you'll get to learn even more about Trello in the next session. But why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about the giveaway that will be coming up in a few weeks.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna do a promo for 3 free months of Trello Gold, which is a kind of like a little upgrade to your account. It was funny because since Trello is free, we got so many people that were just asking like, how can we support you? We want to give you money. We're like,
that's great though.
We have this business class thing, which is different, but like for just the general user, they were like, we love you. You're part of my life. And we're like, so we created this thing called Trello Gold, which is, not essential, but awesome features like board backgrounds you can change. You can do like stickers, 250 megabyte attachments, unlimited attachments, save searches and stuff. Just these little features that just add a lot of fun. And so just for a promo for Social Cafe, we're going to do a 3 months for free. Anyone, we'll give you the link and you can click the button and you get it for free. Check it out.
Very cool. So you guys, you got to tune in on May 26th, all right? So mark that on your calendar and just watch Social Web Cafe. I'll be advertising, and watch Trello. I'm sure really pop up too. Yeah. So that'll be great. Brian, I'm really fascinated by your public library, and thank you so much for telling about the gold and also the giveaway. I really appreciate it. I'm just still stuck on the public library. I've never met anyone that worked in the public library, and I find that so fascinating. Like that's some kind of people watching opportunity where you can really, you talked about learning, getting to know your audience. Is it like a lesson in psychology?
Yeah, I mean, because I worked in like, affluent New Jersey suburbs and then, downtown Seattle. So you really get to meet like every single, person that exists in the world. And, you're forming relationships, bonds, you have to learn to communicate with like a really diverse group of people with different needs. And, and a lot of that translates really well to marketing and social media efforts, I think, because we have like 8 million users, and
wow,
how do you speak to all of them,
Well, Brian learned by working at a public library. That's great. Have you ever written you should write an article, like a correlation of what I learned in the public library and how that relates to Trello. That is just really fascinating.
That'd be fun. That'd be awesome. And then also spend some time in support at Trello, which I think also was awesome. I recommend like anyone who works at a company who can ever get in a support queue, like do that for a week and just really see what people, their expectations are and like what they want from your product. And
definitely, I've done it. I've run it for my own company. I've done it for other companies. You learn a lot. You learn how people formulate their questions, things that you would never think of asking. And it's like, wow, I never thought of looking at it that way.
And you learn all the cool ways that people use your product or you think about your product that you would just never imagine.
Exactly.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Well, I'm sad that we hit the 15-minute mark, but again, we've advertised when we will. What is that song? There's a song now playing in my head, Until We Meet Again, or I'll break into song here. But yes, definitely join us on May 26th, Social Cafe. And Michael Q. Todd, I promise I'm not using your platform just to advertise on another platform, but we just love hearing from Brian. So Brian, before we go, a couple of things, like maybe a quick tip that people would find helpful, and already you've dropped a bunch. I want to go play stickers. I haven't played with that yet. But a quick tip for Trello, and then also how to find you.
Okay, quick tip for Trello. There's so many tips. Let's see. Shortcuts. Shortcuts are your friend. There's so many shortcuts, and if just hit Shift, just a question mark on a board, you can get a popover of all the shortcuts. But we have a lot of really fun shortcuts that I don't think a lot of people know about. And power-ups. You know about power-ups?
No, it's power up.
Hit board menu in your board. Open the menu and hit a power up. You can do calendars and stuff. You can have a calendar for each board and everything.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I thought I was a Trello Power user, but obviously I'm not. But I will be by May 26th. I'm gonna try it. Let's see, the stickers, the power up, and the shortcuts. Okay, that's my assignment for myself. I'll go make a Trello board with those 3 cards on a task list. I remember doing those. And guys, you need to go do that now so you can try them out and enjoy it.
I want to see all of them checked off on May 26th. There
we go. There we go. And how can people find you?
You can find me at Brian Servino on Twitter, or that's the best way.
And Trello is everywhere. Like what?
www.trello.com. You can find us in the Play Store and Android, or the App Store, for iOS.
That's another assignment. I don't think I have it in my iRulu. I probably have my iPhone. Okay, now I have 2 more tasks, 5 tasks. Okay, now I have to go write those down in Trello before I forget. But thank you so much, Brian, for joining us and telling us about yourself. You have a very interesting background as well as Trello.
Thanks so much for having me. It's been awesome.
Excellent. And thanks all for tuning in. We'll see you same time, same place, or we'll see you on the replay. Thanks for joining us at Web Tools TV. All right.
Bye.